Astronomers are trying to gather information about a comet passing Earth. They figured out this object, now named 3I Atlas, was an interstellar visitor.
All of a sudden, the universe feels closer than ever. It's not because the stars have moved or because the planets have shifted. It's because something is coming to us. A visitor, a giant, a frozen titan from the depths of another star system. And for the first time in human history, we've caught it not as a faint streak across the sky, but in images so sharp, so clear, that it almost feels like it's here at our doorstep. It's a moment so historic that one line captured it perfectly. Juno probe just revealed the clearest images of 3 ATLAS on July 1st, 2025 at the ATLAS survey in Chile. Astronomers scanning for asteroids stumbled on a faint speck moving quickly against the background stars. At first, it was treated as routine. New comets are found often, but when the orbit was calculated, the room fell silent. This object was no ordinary comet. Its trajectory wasn't elliptical, bound to the sun like the planets and most comets. It was hyperbolic, a clear signature of an object from interstellar space. The realization landed like a thunderclap. This was only the third interstellar visitor ever discovered. Oumuamua in 2017, a bizarre cigar-shaped mystery with no tail. Borisov in 2019, a comet but faint and distant. And now, 3 ATLAS. From the start, it stood apart. At an estimated 7 miles across, it was a monster. Oumuamua was only a quarter mile long. Borisov was about half a mile wide. 3 ATLAS dwarfed them both, a leviathan from the stars. And it wasn't just size, it was speed. Racing through space at 137,000 miles per hour, it was moving too fast for the sun's gravity to capture. This was a one-time flyby. Once it left, it would never return. The scientific world erupted with excitement. For astronomers, it was like staring at a time capsule, a frozen relic from the birth of another solar system, preserved for billions of years, now drifting past us for a fleeting instant. Unlike Oumuamua, which remained an enigma, and Borisov, which slipped by too quickly, 3 ATLAS was here, large, active, and suddenly closer than anyone dreamed possible. This is what made its discovery historic. Not just the size, or the speed, or even the alien chemistry, but the fact that, for the first time, we had the eyes in place to see it clearly. We were no longer squinting at a faint blur across the stars. We were looking directly at a frozen traveler from another world, captured in sharp detail by a probe billions of miles from Earth. And as stunning as that is, this was only the beginning, because 3 ATLAS isn't just a scientific curiosity. Its path through the solar system is unlike anything we've seen before. And as it draws nearer, the story will only get stranger. Part 2, the composition. The discovery was only the beginning. Identifying 3 ATLAS as an interstellar traveler told us where it came from, but not what it was. The real mystery lay inside. What was this object made of? What secrets did it carry from its birthplace around another star? Telescopes across the world locked onto it. Every photon of light it reflected was precious. From observatories in Chile and Hawaii, astronomers measured its color, its brightness, its coma. It was faint, yes, but already it looked different. Unlike Oumuamua, which passed through without a tail, 3 ATLAS was visibly active. A diffuse cloud of gas and dust surrounded it, shimmering as sunlight boiled away its frozen surface. The first breakthrough came from the Hubble Space Telescope. Suspended high above Earth's atmosphere, Hubble captured. It meant we were looking at a time capsule, a frozen sample of material from a star that may no longer exist, drifting for billions of years in the silent void, before arriving here by sheer chance. For planetary scientists, it was like holding a fossil of cosmic history, but one too far away to touch, visible only through the most powerful telescopes ever built. But telescopes on Earth and in orbit weren't the only ones watching. Billions of miles away, orbiting Jupiter, the Juno spacecraft was perfectly positioned to catch its own glimpse. Juno had been designed to study Jupiter's magnetic field, its atmosphere, its deep structure. Its instruments weren't built for comets. But sometimes history doesn't wait for perfect instruments. It rewards the ones you already have. Engineers at NASA realized Juno's cameras could turn outward, away from Jupiter, and capture the interstellar traveler as it passed through the outer solar system. The maneuver was delicate. The comet was faint. But Juno was close enough to see detail no telescope near Earth ever could. When the images arrived, they made history. For the first time, humanity saw an interstellar object not as a blur, not as a mystery, but in sharp, stunning detail. Dust jets arcing from the surface, a coma structured by the solar wind, shadows in the glow hinting at the hidden bulk of the nucleus itself. The data confirmed what Webb had hinted at. 3IATLAS wasn't just another comet. It was a relic, alive with activity, boiling away the chemistry of another star system into the emptiness of ours. In that moment, a single line passed from newsrooms into history books. The Juno probe just revealed historic, clearest images of 3IATLAS. It wasn't exaggeration. It wasn't clickbait. It was the truth. For the first time, a spacecraft within our solar system had directly imaged a traveler from beyond it. For scientists, the implications were staggering. If 3IATLAS carried water and organics, then so too might countless other fragments drifting between stars. Every galaxy may be littered with icy messengers, transporting the raw ingredients of life from one system to another. Perhaps comets like this seeded Earth itself billions of years ago. Perhaps 3IATLAS carries the same recipe that gave rise to oceans, to continents, to us. And yet, there was something unsettling, too. The jets of gas seemed to pulse. The coma showed arcs and filaments, as if shaped by forces we didn't yet understand. Was it simply the chaotic boiling of ancient ice? Or was there something deeper? Patterns we couldn't yet decipher. Astronomers cautioned patience. The data was still... For the public, the images were awe-inspiring. For scientists, they were humbling. But for humanity, they were something else entirely. A reminder that we are not isolated, that fragments of other stars can and do pass through our skies, that the universe is not just distant and unreachable, but capable of brushing past us in ways we can see, measure, and marvel at. This was the composition of 3IATLAS: water, carbon, dust, and organics. The ingredients of life, frozen for billions of years, now venting into the sunlight of our star. And thanks to Juno, we weren't guessing anymore. We were seeing it clearly with our own eyes. But the discovery and the chemistry were only part of the story. The real mystery lay in the comet's path. Its looping trajectory through the solar system wasn't just unusual, it was extraordinary. And as astronomers plotted its course, the questions grew darker and stranger than anyone expected. Part 3, the trajectory. The chemistry of 3IATLAS told us what it was made of. The images told us what it looked like. But its path through our solar system, that's what made astronomers lean back in their chairs, stare at the data, and wonder aloud what exactly we were witnessing. Because this object was not taking just any path. It was carving a course that seemed impossibly precise. From the moment it was detected, orbital models showed something startling. On October 3, 2025, 3IATLAS would pass within 18 million miles of Mars, Close enough that from the surface of the red planet, the comet would blaze as one of the brightest objects in the sky. Then, on March 16, 2026, it would sweep within 33 million miles of Jupiter, threading its way through the outer solar system like a needle. These weren't distant flybys. These were close passes, timed almost but not entirely. Juno, orbiting Jupiter, would be in position to catch it as it swept past. That chance alignment is what allowed the spacecraft to capture the clearest images we have ever seen of an interstellar comet. For once, luck was on our side. Still, the timing unsettled some. First, Oumuamua, arriving so strangely shaped, accelerating for reasons we couldn't fully explain. Then Borisov, smaller but active, a true comet from beyond the stars. Now 3I ATLAS, the largest of them all, threading a path past multiple planets and hiding behind the sun at its brightest. Was it all coincidence? Or were we beginning to glimpse a pattern in the chaos? Scientists stick to what can be measured, and what we can measure is this: speed, 137,000 miles per hour, far too fast for the sun to capture. Once it leaves, it will never return. Trajectory, hyperbolic, cutting through the solar system at a steep angle, retrograde against the normal flow of planets. Encounters, a near pass with Mars in 2025, and an even closer one with Jupiter in 2026. Fate, gone forever into the dark, carrying its secrets back into interstellar space. What makes this profound is not just the path itself, but what it allows us to do. Every close pass is an opportunity. Mars orbiters and rovers may be able to sense the comet's dust environment. Jupiter's magnetic field will feel its presence. And Juno, our unlikely comet chaser, will give us views no other spacecraft can. That's why the images matter so much. For the first time, a probe already in place has been able to watch an interstellar object not just from afar, but up close, as it threads its path past a major planet. This is history in motion, a story we are living as it happens. And when the images were revealed, the world finally understood. This wasn't just another comet. This wasn't just another dot of light. This was a messenger from beyond. A traveler carrying the chemistry of another star system, frozen since the dawn of time, now streaking past us in a path so improbable it borders on the unbelievable. The truth, however, is not mystical. It is humbling. The galaxy is vast. Every star system sheds debris, comets, asteroids, fragments flung into interstellar space by the gravity of giant planets. Most drift forever in the dark, but once in a while, one of them finds its way into ours. Oumuamua, Borisov, and now Atlas. 3 visitors in less than a decade after billions of years of silence. That's what makes 3I. This is the trajectory of 3I ATLAS. A path that defies chance, a visitor that will never return, and a story that, thanks to Juno, we can tell in clearer detail than ever before.